all will be restored.
Good to have Wanda back. The whole place felt like it was missing her signature Scarlet touch.
He is in agreement. Hippus brings renewal. Autumn must not see it that way. What is this? Looks like a fragment of a moon seal. Hippus will provide. Oshter smiles upon me. Another moon seal fragment. What is this doing here? Must not be her purview.
You've almost retraced Wanda's steps, Hunter. Which means it's probably time I was honest with you. Things got a bit messy at this point. It was here that Wanda hit a wall, in the literal sense. The gates sealing off your mother's garden seemed all but impervious to any attempt we made at opening them.
You would not have given up that easily.
Of course not. Wanda was hesitant, but I was emboldened by just how close she had come to succeeding. I strongly encouraged her to keep trying. If I had only stopped to consider the risks. But no. With my guidance, she attempted to use the moon seal from Set's trial to force open the gate.
You, of all people, should have known better.
I realize that now. But hindsight is always 20/20.
And the result?
Without the word of power, Set's blessing, Wanda couldn't control the energy within the seal. It responded like these things often do. It exploded.
But the gate did not open?
No, it didn't. And as an unfortunate side effect of the blast, I was killed.
That was the training accident with Wanda?
A surprisingly level-headed explanation from the poor girl, considering what she had just witnessed. I was still out of my senses, but that's a story for another time.
You died. Wanda was left traumatized, only to be blamed by caretaker and left without anyone to support her.
I said things got messy. Perhaps I should have said heartbreaking. In either case, now you know the truth.
But what about Sarah and the others? They need to know as well.
Given my current situation, I think it may have to wait, dear. If you'd still like to move forward, you'll need to find the shards of the broken moon seal. If all goes well, I should be able to reform the seal.
I have found 3 moon seal pieces that fit together.
Of course you have. We will need one more thing before I can fuse them back together. There is a particular flower that grows in front of my old cottage. Find it while I prepare the ritual. I'll be in the library.
Mother. The son of Gaia approves.
Hi, kiddo.
What is this strange growth on the grounds?
While it may seem like some sort of invasive species, the substance we've been calling corruption is actually a physical manifestation of Chthon's dark influence.
How can it continue to spread in his absence?
The ever-resilient Darkhold keeps his ambitions alive, tempting the lost and desperate towards the darkness. With each new follower, his power here is rekindled. The flower you're looking for is in front of my cottage. Near the door.
This must be the reagent that Agatha needs to restore the seal.
It's good to have you around again.
I have found the reagent.
So you have. Let's not waste any more time. For this to work, we'll need the elemental altar. Come with me. This is it, Hunter. Once I've reforged the seal, you can face the final trial. I'm sure Set is eagerly awaiting your arrival.
It has been a long road to reach this point.
Lucky for you, the ritual won't take more than a moment. I just need to say the magic words. Abracadabra. Just kidding, dear.
I am glad to know your situation did nothing to dampen your sense of humor.
Sarah is salty enough for the both of us. I like to keep things in balance. Now, let's get you a moon seal. I just hope Set doesn't mind a bit of refurbishment.
I will find out soon enough.
Just remember, Hunter, the answers we seek are almost within your grasp. Stay the course.
He sees our path.
Set's challenge will be the hardest. Are you ready?
I am ready. Where Wanda failed, I will succeed.
That's my Hunter. Good luck, dear.
Autumn, show me the way.
If you remember from the last trial, I told you that Hippus was consumed by his brother Set, who absorbed his power. It was this betrayal that showed the Elder Gods, including Chthon, the path towards their own corruption.
They cannot possibly match your strength. You are too weak for this fight. Welcome assistance. Some for the rest of us. They do not stand a chance. Your mother abandons you. I am impressed. You want me out of the picture.
I don't think we'll be seeing any Serpent Men, but in his heyday, Set created his own personal army, much like Lilith and her children. He seemed to have an unusual fascination with Earth's various reptile species.
child, I feared the servants of Lilith. Now I teach them to fear me. Realize the trouble you are in, friend. Get you for this.
If you believe everything an old witch will tell you, well, God descended upon the earth. He used the prevailing reptiles of the time, dinosaurs, to create his physical form.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. Leave some for the rest of us. Feel my call. Let us see if they have an answer for this. You I'm afraid I might not make it back from this one. I really want to get on my bad side.
Unfortunately for those lumbering beasts, when autumn came to destroy Set, the ensuing battle lasted for thousands of years and drove them to extinction alongside their fallen admirer.
Christ has been favored by the Elder Gods. Once again, Lilith's servants fall. that was something.
I wouldn't go so far as to say Set is pleased, but I'm sure you've piqued his interest.
Does not seem interested in breaking that. Set is a temperamental god.
Break the wall, Hunter. I will be right here. After.
Perhaps I ask too much of him. Nothing can stand in his way. There's only so much Hippus can do. Set regards no obstacles. The gods are fickle. There must not be anything here. Hippus does not seem to agree. Sarah?
Of all the things you weren't expecting, finding me here had to be near the top of the list.
Have you been following me?
On the contrary, kiddo, I think it's you that's been following in my footsteps. Speaking of which, have you been enjoying the trials? I'm not sure how you found your way down that path, but you've obviously impressed the gods, just like your mother and I did.
You are being much calmer than I expected about all this.
You aren't the first member of your family to sneak away and attempt the trials. I remember raising more than a few eyebrows on my run.
This from the favored daughter of Ashtur?
I always respected Ashtur, especially compared to some of her siblings.
And my mother?
I think she saw something of herself in Autumn, but she was never one to flatter the gods.
She seems to have no issue kneeling to Chthon.
Is that really what you believe, Hunter?
It is the truth.
It's only the truth because that's what I've led you to believe all these years.
And now?
If you've come this far, then there's really no point in hiding it anymore.
This place, sealed and hidden away beneath my mother's garden, this was you again. Something else you wanted to lock away.
Would you believe it's because I've been a stubborn old woman for far too many centuries?
Yes.
This may be difficult to understand given what you've been told, how you were raised. But your mother isn't the bastion of evil the world knows her to be.
Yes, I know she was not the mother of demons when she was with my father.
There's more to it than that. I told you of her work to find a cure for his illness. There was nothing she could do, and when he passed, she accepted his fate. But then, the corruption came for you.
I was sick? I do not remember that at all.
I'm not surprised, given the cure. You were so young, so vulnerable. Lilith was inconsolable. If she had been desperate to heal your father, she was now completely unhinged when it came to curing you.
But she did find a way.
We had thought to bury it in this place forever, safe from not just the greedy eyes of petty men like Shaw, but from ourselves.
The Darkhold.
Yes, and sensing your mother's desperation, the damn thing called out to her. There within its pages, Lilith found a way to protect her child, straight from the Great Shadow himself, Chthon. And as payment, she pledged her eternal devotion to him, reborn as the mother of demons.
She gave herself to Chthon for me?
You were her only child, and she loved you more than anything else in this world. In her mind, it was no sacrifice at all. You were all that mattered.
And you still let me believe she was a monster?
For your protection, I only let you see her as she is now.
But what she became...
What she became, I barely recognized. She may have been your mother, but there was no way she could be your mother ever again.
And so you cast her out?
She was weakened from the transition. Some part of her soul still struggling with the corruption infecting her, I suppose. I knew I would only have the moment, and so I struck, drove her from the Abbey, from you. It was the only way I could protect you. In my mind and in my heart, I believed that the Lilith I knew would have done the same.
But then she came back.
Yes, it took her years, but she finally returned. Of course, by then, she had become something far different. The rest, as you know, is history. Until now. I thought by sealing this place, by avoiding the truth, that it would somehow make all of this easier. But I also knew someday we would have this conversation.
I need time to think about all of this.
I know it's a lot to consider. I don't expect you to take everything I've said at face value.
Thank you for finally sharing the truth, Sarah.
Thank you for listening, kiddo. always on the hunt, right?
I hadn't intended on eavesdropping, dear, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with Sarah.
Did you know about my mother?
Sarah was never any more forthcoming about Lilith with me than she has been with you. She must have felt it was safer to keep both of us in the dark.
At the cost of a great deal of pain and suffering.
You don't have to tell me, dear. Had I known what Sarah was hiding, maybe I wouldn't have pushed Wanda as hard as I did.
And to say nothing of what this did to you.
It may sound ridiculous, but if someone had to end up this way, I'm glad it was me. Can you imagine what a nightmare Sarah would be as a poltergeist?
That is true. We may have had another terror stalking the grounds had things gone differently.
And despite everything, I have to say, I'm glad we were able to spend this bit of extra time together, Hunter.
I enjoyed it too, Agatha.
I'm glad, dear. But there are still more secrets to discover, if you're interested.
More still? How will I know where to find them?
Oh, I'd say some combination of dumb luck and persistence? But in all seriousness, with Set's blessing, you'll be able to break down all sorts of things, I imagine. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Just have fun, dear.